Good evening and welcome to EvilGinger Miniatures. You might notice that background's the same as before, but there have been developments, not least of which is I have got better lighting, not just the little lamp behind me, but I have got the painting lamp off to one side, which is why I just look scary. Just turned it on. I've got painting going on over there on the what will eventually be the photo area, but I will be using it for live streaming photography when I've got my proper computer. Behind the screen here, there is the first of the several monitors I need to get everything working, and I've just ordered a camera for doing streaming on, which I can actually point at things so you can see the tanks that I'm currently painting. I'm also painting some other figures, but these are tanks. These are some Panzer 4s from Blitzkrieg Miniatures. They're very nice cast resin pieces. They're not going as fast as I would like because two reasons. One, I'm not very good at spraying tanks because I don't do it very often, or spraying anything because I don't do it very often. And I didn't get those as good a coverage as I would like on those, and then I discovered that I should have washed them before I sprayed them at all, as the resin was very slightly oily. I managed to fix that by dint of using my solution to such things, which is Tamiya A20 thinners. This is a isopropyl alcohol based thinner, mixes nicely with water and will mix with any acrylic paint quite nicely. And I often use it as a better wetting agent. Also, when mixed with acrylic paints, it means that the slightly oily finish that I left on the resin cast like the tank cleared up. I'm a bit behind where I wanted to be with those tanks because, again, I'm extremely anxious about doing any stuff at the moment, and I'm doing those as opposed to the figures I've completed and base coated because they're a bit more fiddly and I want to do it properly, and I have this whole anxiety thing about messing stuff up. These are some of the last of my commissions and they've been hanging around for a long time, and I want them to go to their home because that's where they should have been a while ago. This one is the least developed. I haven't actually retouched the mist spray bits on this one because I had a dry joint on the machine gun there, which is a separate part, and a massive panic that I would lose it. So I did that one last. I need to retouch it with the brush version of the spray paint and then start working on the coloration. I'd like to start that tomorrow. However, I'm going to be away from the keyboard tomorrow and running around like a mad thing, doing stuff that's to do with, family stuff. So I won't be back doing anything useful till Saturday. I'll be in and about, but I probably won't be on the internet, which is where anybody will see me. However, I have the computer on the way. I have started working in the office. I will be working downstairs when I've got it a bit sorted. I've got these printed out for the Forgotten Ruin stuff, and I need to dig out my the sheets that I rolled the other week to fill them in. These are the standard platoon sheets, and I need to work out a version of this for the 1914 one and get those printed off as well. I will have a printer very shortly, and I will also be having somebody coming in putting some electrical sockets behind the screens here, because all the electrics I've got are down behind me, which means I'm having to run stuff across under the seat, which is less than ideal. This office is also very cramped and was only ever meant to and it's being used as a temp position while I get on with the organising downstairs. Again, I'm probably going to have to spend a good weekend cleaning stuff up, but unfortunately with events beyond my control, I spent a lot of my mojo doing things that are not work related, but it's back. It's back. I've also ordered some transfers for the tanks, and I hope they'll be arriving whilst I am away from the keyboard, and I can get straight into doing them when I get back, once they get to that state. Hopefully, I will get those finished sometimes next week, and they will be going to their forever home, and I can actually have got the confidence back to do the other thing that's sitting over there on the table where the printer will go. I've also got the filing drawers in there, and I will be doing more shredding betwixt and between of various documentation that I've currently got stuffed in places. Needs sorting through, some of it needs getting rid of, and it needs filing. But I've got the filing cabinet for it, and I've got the drawer open, and I've got the false gap filing things. Having made the silly mistake of buying A4 and then putting an opening drawer and realizing, oops, they're a bit small, as they were sort of 1.5 inches short at each end. Need to pop over and see various people about assisting with things like upping video quality, but I really do need to get to the point where I'm actually filming stuff that isn't just me waving stuff in front of a camera on the laptop. I've got one monitor behind us, as I say. There's a couple more I need to get, and eventually I will have the painting over there with a monitor so that I can look at the monitor and I can see what the camera's pointing at. But it's all coming along slowly and developing. I'm also going to be getting some more trees and some more scenery, and when I get the table downstairs clear, I will be filming Forgotten Ruin and other things, as I've got lots of scenery which I can demo games on, and I will be demoing games. One of the games I will be demoing when I get a copy of it is the new Weird World War I rules that Mark Dixon is organising. I don't think he's writing them, but they're basically going to be built around the growing Checkpoint Miniatures range of Fantasy World War I people. British halflings, French halflings, Russian dwarves, Germanic goblins, and the like. Again, I'm rather looking forward to that when the rules come out. Till then, I'll be doing what I normally do, which is taking Through the Mud and the Blood by the Two Fat Lardies and abusing it a little bit to get them to fit the thing. Because pretty much the setting is World War I, but some fantasy elements might need to be added in. And basically, the Two Fat Lardies core rules are really easy to do that too. But I want to see Mark's rules when they come out. I'm not sure he's actually writing them. I did know, and I probably will be bigging them up, but at the minute I've been somewhat distracted with noises off, so you can see where I'm going. Everything is going slowly, but it's going, which is, as far as I'm concerned, a win. Hopefully it'll be more developed next week and I'll actually show you the office. But I might even have a photograph around the office at some point if I get the chance before I have to rush off tomorrow morning at the crack of dawn to sort out wheelchairs and other exciting bits of non-work stuff. Well, it's non-work now, I'm not nursing anymore, shall we say. And taking samples to doctors and you name it. Modelling-wise and demo-wise, Frostgrave will be coming up. I have got a load of Frostgrave scenery to build. It has been sitting there for ages, and it's mostly Fenris Games' very, very nice resin scenery, which the Rubble City stuff, which I will be constructing to build a setup. I'm also going to be making some battle boards 4x4, 3x3, and 2x2, with a view to potentially selling those on Etsy at some point in the future when I've got them perfected. Etsy will be stepped up again, and when I get to the point where I'm confident enough to paint stuff I'll be painting more stuff and putting that up on Etsy. So it's all making developments. And I see I've got two lurkers in the background there. Who have we got here? We've got Shawnee as usual. We often get a Shawnee on here and he's often lurking. Yeah, there'll be the stuff I was painting last year before I got ill. I've done 2 demo warbands and I've done a warband for me, and I'll probably be trying to run that a books and band given the chance. Hello, Outlaw Studios. Sorry for the poor quality of everything. It's not up to your standard, I know, but I'm doing my best with a crappy laptop and one camera and a laptop microphone. But it will get better and develop and might even compete a little bit with you. But the basic EvilGinger, well, it looks okay, sort of style will continue. And thank you for your attendance. This is quite a rush in viewers. Other than Frostgrave, I'm considering Banners and Barrows, but I don't have any of their stuff. I keep looking at their website and I'm somewhat put off by the fact that it seems to be out of stock continually. And I'm also expecting some more stuff from the Sprue shop. Unfortunately, I believe the guy that runs that is quite ill at the moment, so I'm not expecting any of that anytime soon. But young Stu, who will be getting to play some of that, at least locally, if I can get down to a games club on Thursday, or well, on Wednesday to do it. But pretty much that's the plan at the moment. I'm trying to get it set up so that the stuff that is happening that isn't anything to do with work gets under control, and I don't have to spend quite so much time doing it, and I can get back, and my full mojo, which I think I've got back, can be applied to actually doing constructive stuff. I've got armies behind me in those boxes that need finishing. I will finish those. I will show them off. I will do demo games with them. I have my own fantasy rules for those to write. Well, finish writing. I started writing them a considerable time ago before the plague, and I have every intention of letting them out publicly at some point. Again, there's all sorts of other projects that are in various stages of to be arranged, and it's all to come. So I wish I hadn't had the nervous breakdown over the last year, because things would be much further forward now than they are, but we are where we are. Anyway, I think that's pretty much everything I can think of at the moment. And I've got an early start tomorrow to disappear off to various places to sort various other things out. So I might be wanting an early night, as I came home after my last little trip and slept for 14 hours. So a bit of preparation might be in order. But I promise you next week there will be more stuff, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm actually doing. This is the most advanced of the tanks where I've actually done all the filling in and started on the tracks. I normally do the tracks umber, which is a very dark brown, but unfortunately I don't appear to, I've run out of that and can't get any more. So I'm doing black and then I'm browning it a little bit with a wash, because to get much the same color, but I would wash the tanks anyway. And I've got quite a selection of the Army Painter tones for those tanks. And again, I'm having trouble getting hold of Tamiya, which might be my default paint for sort of German, you know, for the wet desert. And it's what I previously used on other commissions to the same guy that I'm doing those tanks for. Anyway, thank you very much for turning up and listening. Thank you very much for commenting. And I look forward to seeing you with yet more developments next week. Take care, everybody, and goodbye for now. And I'll see you at some point on a Thursday or Wednesday. Young Sean. Oh, Stuart, sorry. I get confused by reading names that don't agree with yeah, I get confused basically, and the running around hasn't done too much of that. But thank you very much and goodbye for now. Bye.